Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Paranormal News. Tonight's article comes from AmericanMilitaryNews.com, and the headline is China's Testing Biologically Enhanced Super Soldiers on Their Own Troops, says DNI Ratcliffe. And for those who don't know, DNI is Director of National Intelligence, and that's John Ratcliffe is the guy's name. The article was written by Ryan Morgan, and it was published December 4th, 2020. John Ratcliffe, the U.S. Director of National Intelligence, said on Thursday that U.S. intelligence found China conducted human testing in the hope of developing soldiers with biologically enhanced capabilities. U.S. intelligence shows that China has even conducted human testing on members of the People's Liberation Army in hope of developing soldiers with biologically enhanced capabilities, Ratcliffe wrote in an op-ed for the Wall Street Journal. There are no ethical boundaries to Beijing's pursuit of power. Titled, China is National Security Threat Number 1, Ratcliffe's op-ed warned that China is developing world-class capabilities in emerging technologies, with modified soldiers being one of those developments. The concept of genetically enhanced soldiers, or super soldiers, is one that has been featured throughout video game and movie franchises. Characters like Marvel's Captain America and Halo's Master Chief are genetically modified super soldiers, enhanced with superhuman strength and speed. Last year, American researchers Elsa Kanai and Wilson Vorndick published a paper for the Jamestown Foundation, examining the Chinese military's biotechnology studies, including the use of a gene editing tool known as CRISPR, which stands for Clusters of Regularly Interspaced Short Palindromic Repeats, to genetically enhance soldiers. Kanya, who is an expert on Chinese defense technology at the Center for a New American Security, and Vorndick, who is a former Navy officer, wrote, while the potential leveraging of CRISPR to increase human capabilities on the future battlefield remains only a hypothetical possibility at the present, there are indications that Chinese military researchers are starting to explore its potential. Of course, genetic engineering has numerous military applications in materials science, such as those that can involve maritime and aerospace applications. Kanya and Vorndick wrote, the Central Military Commission, CMC, Science and Technology Commission, is also supporting research in human performance enhancement and new concept biotechnology. The potential intersections of these interests merit concern and consideration. For instance, a doctoral dissertation entitled Evaluation and Research on Human Performance Enhancement Technology, published in 2016, envisions CRISPR as one of 3 primary human performance enhancement technologies. And then there's a bunch of stuff written in Chinese that I have no idea what it says, that can be utilized to boost personnel combat effectiveness. The researcher argues that because CRISPR holds such great potential as a disruptive technology, China must seize the initiative. In November of 2018, Chinese biophysics researcher He Jiankui claimed he had carried out the first instance of gene editing on humans when he genetically removed the CCR5 gene from twin babies to render them immune to HIV. In December 2019, the BBC reported he was convicted of violating a Chinese government ban on genetic experiments on humans and sentenced to 3 years in jail and a fine of 3 million yuan, about $459,000. In their paper, Kanya and Vorndick wrote, some scientists speculate that he may have removed the gene to boost the baby's cognitive power, which is believed to be an added bonus of that modification. The 2 researchers cited an MIT Technology Review article about He's gene editing experiment and its potential to enhance their brain function. Vorn Dick, in a phone interview with NBC, said he is less concerned about the battlefield advantages China may gain with genetically modified soldiers, and more concerned about unforeseen consequences of genetic modifications. When we start playing around with genetic organisms, there could be unforeseen consequences, Vorn Dick told NBC. Chinese officials did not respond to NBC's request for comments about the allegations. Radcliffe also said, "I am hoping now that the election is over, now that people have voted, and if there is a Biden administration, that they will get past politicizing intelligence and be honest about China and acknowledge that China and China alone is the greatest national security threat that we face." And that is the end of the article. Now, the reason that I brought you this article, I don't want to get into the politics of it because that's just going to start a fight with a bunch of people. And that's not the point of this. The point of this is we have done multiple episodes of Staring into the Abyss where I have talked about this very thing. I have talked about not only China, but also Russia, the United States, England, and many other countries that have done this kind of stuff. This is not anything new. They're making it sound here like it's some brand new thing they're just discovering. This has been going on for decades, where we have been experimenting, trying to genetically engineer super soldiers and mixing the genes of different animals in and all kinds of crazy stuff. Now, what I want you to do is, if you have not listened to any of those shows, go check them out and hear what I have to say. And then compare that to what I just read you. Here they are admitting that they're doing this. They are admitting that China is doing exactly this. And they also talk about in this article that MIT wrote something about what the Chinese dude did. So that means that MIT was studying what he did and trying to decide what it would do. Because remember, they said it would raise the cognitive function, which means it'll make the brain work better. It'll make the people smarter and able to process information better. So they're looking into it as well. In this article, they're admitting that they're looking into what the dude in China did, but I guarantee you there's a reason they're looking into that. They have their own research going. I guarantee it. I know that America does this. I know that Russia did this. I know that Germany did this. I know that Japan was doing this. Back in the World War II times, they were doing weird, crazy experiments on soldiers. This is nothing new. The reason I brought you this article is this is proof, once again, of something that we told you a year or two ago on the show. And now it's becoming public knowledge, and they're writing articles about it. So I hope that you enjoyed this article. Let me know down in the comments what you think. If you have listened to any of the shows that we've done about human-animal chimeras or genetic testing, genetic engineering of super soldiers, there's been several different shows that have touched on those subjects that I've talked about it on. If you've heard those shows, if you're a regular listener, let me know what you think about the article and about what I had to say before and what is being proven in the news now. As always, it is up to you to make up your own mind and decide for yourself what you think. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm here to give you the information, and you make up your own mind. Now, we cover a lot of really crazy stuff on Staring into the Abyss, and we talk about a lot of stuff that is not public yet, and we get out over our skis a lot, and sometimes to our own detriment. This very YouTube channel has been shadow banned like hell because of some of the shows I've done. That's why I went from getting thousands of views every video that I did to getting like 20 or 30 now, because they've just shadow banned the hell out of me. So if y'all could share the shows and share the stuff, that would be wonderful, because we got to somehow get our numbers back up, because this is ridiculous. But anyway, thank you all for all your support. I love you and I appreciate you, and I will catch you on the next one. Until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye-bye.